Okay, gotta do a commentary on the latest fashion, and no. No! What am I doing? No! Okay, so we're gonna be doing a commentary on a deleted video, but at least someone I want to agree with has the video. And he's the person who I'm supposed to disagree with. Well, I mean, I guess it's fair that I'm supposed to be agreeing with my target because he keeps screwing up the rules. I just feel like I'm gonna die while doing this because my target is so bad.
I'm pissed, I'm frustrated, and I'm insulted.
Wow, you're pissed and frustrated? Well, good sir, that just makes me interested and intrigued.
Trust me, you don't want to be. Concerning of what happens later, I think you were sarcastic.
I never wanted to do a commentary on CommentJack. I'll be straight up right now. I always thought everyone did a better job at explaining why he's such a sack of shit when it comes to commentaries.
My goodness, I understand CommentJack really isn't the highest quality of a commentator, but boy is the salt real.
However, just like Mr. Enter, CommentJack did that one thing that drove me over the edge and forced me to debunk his sorry little ass.
Okay, I know this is a bit of a thing you can't control that well, but I don't know, hearing such an edgy Shadow the Hedgehog level speech come from that voice of yours, I don't know, I really can't take that seriously. Point is, don't do edgy anger like this again, it comes off really painful to watch.
I think the voice is the least of his problems. His personality is awful. So sorry to say this, degree number 2, but you're really annoying, and this is just the beginning. When we get further and further down the line, you're gonna know why I'm saying this right now. Also, I don't understand you at all. You first say that, oh, I didn't want to do this commentary, but then he broke you over the edge? How? You never explained it at all.
And we're about to do that right now. It's go time.
You know, given the whole video, I don't think this intro music's that fitting. Let me fix it. Too easy. Nah. Perfect!
It should be kawaii waifu sound.
That's it. I'm done.
Oh my god.
Wow. That joke bombed so hard. I'm pretty sure it ended World War II. Yeah, you're going to need to have something called a unique internet personality in order to pull that off, CommentJack.
Unique internet... What? What? What is that even supposed to mean? Unique internet personality? So you mean a personality that is one of a kind and like no other? You think you could have used a better word for that, you to do just a skosh? Like, you could have just said that CommentJack's acting needed more emotion. I mean, that would ignore the fact you're honestly exaggerating the quality of his joke, but still, it'd at least sound better than freaking unique internet personality.
Hey.
Plus, I'm pretty sure robots are the internet, and robots do not have any personality at all. So, are you trying to set CommentJack up?
Hey guys, this is Deegree and welcome to CommentJack. God, I just said CommentJack and I already hate myself.
Wait, what did he say?
God, I just said CommentJack and I already hate myself.
Something about saying CommentJack and hating himself? Alright then.
If you couldn't understand what he was saying, you need to have your ears checked. He clearly said, I just said CommentJack and I already hate myself. You quite literally added nothing to anything outside of a nitpick at best.
Whatever. Since I'm such a
lazy piece of cunt.
What did he say? Lazy piece of cunt? I'm sorry, you're gonna have to turn down that pitch, hun.
YouTube dude, do me a favor and never say hun again. Especially towards CommentJack. I want to keep my brain intact.
Here's some backstory.
Wow, love how you have to point out your own jokes there, mate. Pretty pathetic.
Okay, I get it being a little underwhelming for the joke, but pathetic? Oh wait. Of course, this interjection of you completely missing the point of his statement, I mean this huge glaring flaw in his joke, is clearly pathetic. BRB getting pizza.
Oh, so you call us lazy pieces of cunts when it comes to detail and history. Ha ha, not funny.
For the record, I didn't cut anything for the last interjection I made. This plays literally right after his last point. I mean, let's ignore the fact these two statements don't flow into each other in any way, nor do they relate to each other. I mean, this is clearly how you do commentaries correctly, right? Also, in response to you saying his joke wasn't funny without explanation, I'm just gonna rewind a bit to episode 23.
I feel like I should make it a running thing that every time someone just says a joke isn't funny without explaining why, I'll just play my clip from my ninth commentary.
Rarity is best
Xenoblade.
You know, if there was one cliche in the CommentJack community that I would want to die as fast as possible, it would be cutting into the video just to say that someone's joke isn't funny. Because, one, humor is subjective, what you don't find funny someone else could, and or two, they barely ever explain why the joke is not funny.
Wait a second, did I just pull a flashback in a flashback?
And then Snap Attack Crew gave me the power-up commentaries he never did so I can commentate on it.
Well, Snap Attack must have been a pretty shitty commentator if this is what he uses his power for.
Whoa! Hilarious wreck meme! You sure showed him, funny man!
Oh, and if you say he's a dead horse...
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Ben the Looney is a dead horse, you idiot!
Okay.
No, he isn't at all. Are you gonna explain how he's a dead horse? Because I remember that he uploaded a couple months ago. Wait, nothing? Okay.
Okay, I know this is one of the few points you took back sometime later, but I'm just saying this for future reference. I am sick and tired of people outlawing what person you can and cannot talk about. I mean, unless the video is like a century old or the person doesn't make videos anymore, but the topic really shouldn't matter as long as the video is good. You hate the commentary for being a bad commentary, not what it's about.
Welcome back to Ben Rants, and I'm not allowed in the state of Missouri.
Wow. Fucking wow. I will not talk about how awful is his avatar, since that is not only obvious but irrelevant as well.
Oh, he has a terrible avatar? You're using fucking Applejack, you're not one to talk.
Yes.
And you're using old pictures from Old Man Frog Dude, so you're also not one to talk as well. Sure, I shouldn't either because I'm using an anime avatar, but at least it isn't old as hell.
Yes, because an ad hominem that doesn't even work as hypocrisy, given that Ben drew his avatar and CommentJack didn't, totally debunks his point, am I right? Why do you hate me?
A new Looney Tunes show? Yeah, because the last one worked so well.
Okay, this is to future reviewers, commentators, voice actors, etc. Aside of an extremely monotone voice, the last thing you want when it comes to sarcasm is drawing out the inflections. Especially when your mic quality is this fucking abysmal. The best way to inflect sarcasm is to be quick, like this. Because yeah, he wants everything to be censored. Everything! But drawing out your sarcasm like what Ben did here will give your audience audio whiplash.
Ben the Looney's sarcasm lasted only 2 seconds. Meanwhile, your sarcasm used in your example lasted 2 seconds.
Oh, just wonderful. I take a year-long break, I come back to entertain my
Classy
fans.
comment.
Yeah, because the last one worked so well.
And that's not even including the fact that you repeated it twice. Stop exaggerating for points, CommentJack.
YouTube.
Hypocrite. So what? Ben the Looney also did it twice. Which, if you add both 2 seconds, it equals 4 seconds, so your point is also screwed. Sure, I'm one to talk because CommentJack also did that twice, but look at you, you're exaggerating. So saying that the person you're defending also did the same thing, no. Considering that he also did the same thing, you're one to talk.
YouTube dude, you have no idea how much that's gonna hit you over the head later.
And finally, you have no right to talk to future reviewers, commentators, etc., considering how awful your commentaries are and how awful this point you made was.
So what? Considering by your standards, you also don't have the right to talk about this because you also made a terrible point as well. See how backfire.
Nightmare goggles. Yet everything looks the same.
Great, what is this show going to be about? Are Bugs and Daffy going to be stoners working at a gas station?
Hey, aren't we supposed to compare this to the Looney Tunes show, not Pony.mob? I'm just curious. I do not remember any of this shit on the Looney Tunes show.
That was a fucking joke, you fucking scrub!
Hypocrite, you also did the same thing. Which will bite you over the ass a lot later. Also, the avatar that you're using isn't really that great. I keep seeing you using the same 5 sprites at all times. Don't agree with me? Well, when he covers Ben the Looney, he criticizes. When he's doing it with CommentJack, he criticizes, then realizes the joke a couple seconds later. Which, after he says it, makes you wonder, why
did you say that after you know what the joke is?
I didn't know I was watching episode 16 up in here, am I right, guys? I give him about 5 minutes before he knocks over the monitor.
You do realize you could have made that a lot more funny, right? Here, watch.
Oh, look. Not only is CommentJack a Mr. Enter kiss-up, but he's also a half-boiled hero kiss-up.
You know...
Oh, you didn't?
Well, time to die then.
You know, being honest here, if there's one thing that's really starting to annoy me to no end, it's commentators calling other commentators kiss-ups a bop. If anything, it's starting to become a useless, obnoxious title to give towards people that show any sign of reference to bop members in any way. And, funny enough, most of the people that I see use this term are just as big of kiss-ups themselves. Like, sure, it's not completely outlawed as a phrase. If someone is trying too hard to be another commentator or just straight up stealing stuff from bop members, sure, whatever. But all CommentJack did was make one freaking clip, plus one clip later, from a bop member's video. I think we can go one day without putting someone into a box. On top of that, while I myself am not a big fan of Mr. Enter, we get it. You don't like Mr. Enter. You really don't need to remind us every 2 seconds. Like, the amount of times you bring it up in this video, along with your other videos, I wouldn't be surprised if your year-end nickname is that one guy who doesn't like Mr. Enter number 5836.
I'm sorry, this has nothing to do with CommentJack either, but seriously, how do people not talk about this? My god, Ben, your drawings are so shitty, it's hilarious.
Wait, you say CommentJack can't complain about Ben's avatar because he uses Applejack, but somehow you can complain about his avatar despite using mostly low-quality pictures of Old Man Frog Dude. And before you say that's all you could find, well, while my friend Skion was making the intro, he looked up pictures of your avatar and found higher quality pictures. You have no excuse. I mean, unless you're implying that specifically Applejack is just inherently a bad avatar, but in that case, you don't really explain why it's inherently a bad avatar. I mean, it's drawn decently, while Ben's avatar isn't in the slightest. Also, if we were playing the what's more visually appealing game, at least CommentJack has a background while you still have hashtag Black Borders Matter.
Isn't Black Borders Matter basically a dead meme by now?
Hey, you wanna buy Snickers?
While so far I've said good things about this show, there is still one teensy-weensy, itty-bitty thing they got wrong. Everything else!
Yeah, tell me all the reasons why you hate this show. Is it the gross out aspect? Is it because of them sticking to the formula? Is it because Bugs is not really that pleasant of a character in this incarnation? Each and single one of them is a very reasonable point.
Okay, you are an idiot. No, actually, you're deaf, because Ben specifically praised the show for sticking to the original formula.
You know what, YouTube dude? I'll actually admit that that was a decent point.
And you know who else complains about gross out and unpleasant characters? Mr. Enter.
Oh my god, please no.
It's okay, Ryan. The demon will die today. The demon, God will slay him.
Oh, would you look at that. Maybe CommentJack isn't that much of a Mr. Enter fanboy as we thought.
He hasn't blindly defended Mr. Enter in almost half a year. Can you do me a favor and actually stay on point?
Oh wait, no, never mind. Taking the everything else line as little as he did seemed very Mr. Enter.
Oh my god, I get it! Also adding on to this point feels even less because CommentJack was pointing out flaws he clearly called valid critiques of the show.
Each and single one of them is a very reasonable point.
So your gotcha joke makes even less sense.
Tell me, is it any of those?
That's right, everything that's wrong with this cartoon can be summed up with the title.
No, I'm sorry, but was that a cutoff?
It was intentional for the joke.
Was that a fucking cutoff?
It was intentional for the joke.
That was one of the most abysmal cutoffs I have ever seen. If you want to do cutoffs, you may not want to cut off on the last word of your sentence.
You know.
You keep exaggerating! And you said that they'll be exaggerating? Well, you're a hypocrite. You know, if you want my opinion on this commentary on you, one word, hypocrite.
You know, unless it contributed to the joke.
And wait a minute, looking at it in retrospect, was that last part a joke? The segue? I'm sorry, because I can't tell for your absolutely horrible acting. Was that a joke? The last part I commentated on.
Hey guys, remember when YouTube dude said that CommentJack shouldn't exaggerate for points? Yeah, that's actually pretty relevant right about now. In all seriousness though, Jack continues on what he meant by this literally right after your long tangent.
That's right, everything that's wrong with this cartoon can be summed up with the title. Wham it! A Looney Tunes production.
Go on.
The only other Looney Tunes character I see in this show is Yosemite Sam, whose new design is ugly as hell.
I find this hypocrisy!
Did that just happen? Is this a nightmare? Have I gone to hell? CommentJack, real talk here. Stop being a Bob kiss-up! You're not going to get into Bob, and you're not going to be a good commentator if you keep your shit up!
Are you 7?
And Wile E. Coyote, who's now Bugs Bunny's neighbor, even though he's a rabbit who pops up in several locations. So how the hell does that work? Not only that, but the episode I saw with Wile E. Coyote in it just had him trying to get one leaf off of his lawn, and Bugs was just there, I guess.
Oh, just dandy. We got a Looney Tunes show.
I'm sorry, but was that fast-forwarding part supposed to be skipping? Wow, CommentJack, way to accomplish one of my major pet peeves in the commentary community. Worst part is you were using a skip card before.
No, the two voices overlap, yes, but how is YouTube 2's voice even still higher? Ignore them.
Giving context but didn't want the drag on the video. You did the exact same thing earlier, so what are you going on about?
I'm a diehard Looney Tunes fan, and Bugs Bunny isn't even my favorite character.
So basically,
This show needs to present at least 10 or 15 original Looney Tunes characters on the first season, or else it's not a good show.
Wow, that's actually a decent point. Made by literally everyone else back in 2011 to 2013. You wonder why people call Benedict
but in all seriousness, either wait until season 3 is out, learn to deal with it, or just go truck yourself with a chainsaw.
Why should he wait, huh? Season 1 is specifically the season where you gotta make a good first impression. Wow, that's actually a decent point. Made by literally everyone else back in 2011 to 2013. And the wait until season 3 is just as retarded as Brody saying that I gotta watch the finale of the 4th season in order to get into MLP.
Is this why you said him using Applejack was considered terrible? Because that makes no sense. Also, what was the point of even bringing up bronies? I mean, it had nothing to do with the point, so all I have to ask is, why?
You're going to go through the trouble of making a Looney Tunes show that matches the feel of the original cartoons, and you're only going to mostly focus on Bugs? Truck that! I know Bugs Bunny is the most popular Looney Tunes character, and it's good to see him back to his screwball roots, but he's a character that you can easily make boring if you continue to constantly shove him in people's faces.
Okay, I am really sick of this. Why do these bad commentators show an entire minute of footage from the original source material, only to say nothing about it? Seriously, am I the only one that wants to stab myself every time this occurs? Quit wasting my time!
Do you even know what an opinion is? Plus, the reason why most people don't like it is because it's not really interacting with the source material. Except for the slapstick. And either way, he's just talking about the characters and all you're doing is just complaining everything about it. So please, don't overlap if he's saying something important, you're just ignoring it to prove a point. Also, who are you defending? You started to defend Glenn the Looney, but now you're defending no one at all. So all I have to say is, why?
You're really obnoxious.
Not just that, he's also annoying, he's a sociopath, he's a psychopath, and he's also a hypocrite, think of it.
So now repent for your sins.
Hey, this isn't some game with limited time and budget. This is a high-budget TV animated show. There's plenty of time for whatever character they want to bring up. And you just said that the show is new and there's a lot of characters for the upcoming seasons. By your logic, those characters will never, ever appear on the show since
There is absolutely no space on the cartoon.
Stop. Remember this line, everyone. It's going to bite him in the ass.
Oh boy.
Still, even if you do find something, this is like the 7th time you found that you were a hypocrite. It's also not like CommentJack was right either, because only one of them was officially deconfirmed.
You can't look me in the face.
He says after he repeated the point of CommentJack dragging out the original video 3 times. Consistency!
you are not the only person on the Looney Tunes demographic. Think of that for a second.
Hey, CommentJack? Yeah. He's a fucking critic! He's allowed to have his own opinion and explain it so it's reasonable. No fucking shit, he's not the only person in the Looney Tunes demographic. The only person who would ever use that much of a retarded rebuttal is a die-hard fanboy.
I just want to go to bed. Can I just go to bed? I just have to happen to me. Does God hate me?
Yeah, Ben the Looney is a critic. Yeah, he's able to have his own opinion. But first off, you said that he wasn't allowed to, making you having around 8 hypocrite spots. Also, why can't CommentJack also criticize? He's a commentator. He still has an opinion. So yet somehow he isn't allowed to have an opinion, yet you can, and you both are in the CC. How original.
Wait a minute, what was that one video on the Amateurized channel? Of course. Of fucking course. So, not only is CommentJack a Mr. Enter fanboy, but he's also a Rabbit fanboy. How fucking peachy.
That doesn't show that he's a Rabbit fanboy. That just shows that he likes the video of a Rabbit parody.
After all, the show is still new, and it's got plenty of time to allow the other Looney Tunes characters to get featured, like Elmer Fudd, who the creator said isn't going to be in this show. Oh. Well, how about Daffy, who hasn't been confirmed to appear in this show either?
Hey guys, let's go back a few.
By your logic, those characters will never, ever appear on the show since
There is absolutely no space on the cartoon.
Who else would you look at that?
Because if someone says something, it's gonna be that way forever. Plus, to make your point even more mute, only one character was officially deconfirmed, while the other was just not confirmed at all. So your point just comes off as underwhelming at best.
Well, at least they're not going to take Taz, rename him Theodore Tasmanian, and make him an accountant. Nope. At least they're not going to do that.
why is that a bad thing? I'm just asking. Why the hell is that a bad thing?
Somebody didn't watch his Looney Tunes show review.
Yeah, fun fact, if you have to watch someone's other video in order to understand their review, I think that could be considered a problem. To add on to this, do you mind filling everyone in? Because another fun fact, quite a few people watching your video probably didn't watch his Looney Tunes show review either. How can they side with you if you don't actually do your job as a commentator and explain?
Why don't you stop trying to catch lightning in a bottle twice? The original Looney Tunes are animation perfection.
No, they're flawed. Like every single cartoon in the fucking world.
Hey, there's a difference between perfection and animated perfection. You idiot!
Hello, exaggeration to prove my point, my old friend. I thought I abandoned you in my first commentary.
Seriously, you keep exaggerating and prove a point that I have to bring it up now. Oh my god. Because you keep exaggerating, because how did he even meant by literal perfection? Okay, finally. My final thoughts. YouTube dude, no, stop exaggerating, stop being rude to literally everyone you commentate on. Now, I'm not telling you to leave the CC, I'm just saying that you can be a little more nicer to your opponent.